Hello to everybody. I'm Karsten from Göttingen, Göttingen University. I'll give this presentation together with Leander Seige from seige.digital in Leipzig. So as some of you may remember, next slide please, the IIIF conference in 2019, 2 years ago now, was in Göttingen, yeah, we're working on a museum in Göttingen, the Forum Wissen, and actually the IIIF conference in Göttingen was for me kind of the crucial pointer where I learned what IIIF could do for a museum project. And around about half a year ago, we teamed up with Leander Seige to create a website, which a new museum obviously needs, and B, we decided to develop a storytelling tool we could use in teaching and also in the website presentation. So our collections online, you see here, our web portal for the collections is actually already our collections online for the museum, but the exhibits of the museum will be a subset of around about 1,000 objects from the collections, plus, next please, objects from the as you can see, you can pick IIIF manifests from many institutions worldwide, also from our side. And next, please. The same is true for the books and manuscripts on the State and University Library page and portal in Göttingen. So this is our sources, and of course other sources are worldwide available in IIIF. So for our storytelling tool, next please. The idea was, and you can see the result running here in a screencast, to offer guided tours to details of images or respectively objects in our collections, to take users beyond our collections online, really into the objects, present objects and collections in short, in-depth narratives, and also to build a basis for cross-institutional content creation. So to work together with others, other institutions, and use content from all over the world. Yeah, and to create a reusable and developable online format for storytelling, which StrollView in a first step we have just finished is able to do. Next, please. So I will take you into a very brief overview of the editing process. This is kind of the editor of our StrollView tool in 3 columns: an import, an editing, and a playlist column. And it takes users in 6 quick steps into how to use and how to build the stories in the tool. I will show you, next please, just the essential steps. So you can, on the left side, import IIIF manifests from practically every institution distributing them. Next, please. So you get a pop-up, you just copy and paste the manifest URL into this window, and then the object and all its images will appear. You can then push it into the editing section in the middle, and then add descriptions and especially annotations to the images. So next, please. You can annotate areas of the images by grabbing and dragging a square onto the position that should be zoomed at, and then create one slide from this annotation, which consists of an image detail plus a text at the moment attached to it. And these slides go into a playlist you can arrange and re-edit all the time. So you can build your story going through the content of the Stroll, and you can then save them into a GitHub repository, which we actually connected with the editor tool. In that repository, you can lock or delete these Strolls, and you can also preview them in the player tool. So this was a very rough introduction into what the tool can do. and Leander will talk you through the technical details and the architecture behind it.
Yes, I can give some more technical details on StrollView. StrollView basically consists of three components. First, there is the editor component, Karsten explained right now. And second, of course, there is the player component to replay the Strolls, the presentations, and to provide them in an interactive way. And there's a third component which helps to store and retrieve Strolls from GitHub, and I will say a little bit more about this later. The editor, of course, as Karsten already explained, pulls IIIF manifests from repositories of cultural institutions worldwide, but it stores only, of course, only the references to the images and the text, and all these things go into a single JSON file on GitHub. The player, on the other hand, retrieves the Stroll JSON files from GitHub, and then it is possible to render the same presentation in very different ways. For instance, the player is designed as a so-called web component. That means it can run as a standalone application in the browser window, but it is also very easy to embed the StrollView Player in other websites, and especially it is easy to integrate the StrollView Player into the popular WordPress content management system, because there's a separate WordPress plugin to use StrollView presentations in WordPress. The StrollView Player has plenty of rendering options. It's possible to use it in an automated way, so the presentation is automatically advancing from one slide to the other. There are transition effects. You can configure the colors and everything. But on the other hand, it's also possible that the player automatically inherits the styles from the surrounding web page, which makes it very easy to produce an integrated experience on the website. If you use StrollView in combination with WordPress, then there's a very convenient plugin to configure all these options in WordPress backends. So even people with not a big technical background can easily use StrollView to create many small or large elements in the WordPress front end. For instance, it's possible to create eye-catching carousels for websites, or smaller elements, visual elements to navigate through the website, or of course the in-depth interactive stories Karsten already demonstrated. There's also a fourth option to render StrollViews. You can also have it as some sort of static HTML output with images and text as a continuous article-like rendering. But every image still is interactive, and you can zoom or pan in each image. The third component, it's called StrollGistld ID, is a small service that, for instance, manages the URIs of the Strolls. So it makes it independent, basically independent from GitHub itself. So it would be possible later to change from GitHub to another kind of storage for the actual presentations. And it also helps very much to accelerate the delays that come with GitHub. And there are no quotas on requests and so on. but GitHub was very nice for us to use because you have the integrated user management. You can share Strolls with other users, fork Strolls from others. You have versioning on your JSON files and so on. We developed StrollView using common technologies like React, OpenSea We implemented it as a web component and similar technologies used. The source code of the editor player and the StrollGistld service will be published, is on this slide, and actually it is published now. We can provide the links to the repositories later. They are on GitHub and are easy to find, but we will put links on our website. There are so many options to extend StrollView in the future. We already thought about adding, of course, image manipulation functions like brightness, contrast, saturation adjustment, and such things. I think it's a good idea to have a passport2 function. So the very common color charts on digital image could be masked and can be hidden then. To be honest, StrollView still is only IIIF version 2 compatible. So I think this is an important thing to add in the future. But yeah, I think most of the repositories out there are still version 2 compatible. Well, yes, and thank you very much for your interest in StrollView. Please go to strollview.net. I think that's the easiest, the simplest URL to go to now, or follow us on Twitter, get in contact with us. If there are any questions, we are happy to answer them. Thank you very much.
That's great. Thank you both. Really great. It's really great to see a bunch of these kinds of things, making it easier for people to get into the IIIF universe. And I'll say that this kind of thing exactly has been so useful when we do training for IIIF to newcomers in particular. So we have a few minutes for questions. I see one is in the Whova chat, and I'll read it, and maybe you can address it, and others can add while we have a few minutes here. So Matthias asks, did I get this right? This is a predefined stroll, hence the virtual visitor of the virtual tour cannot stroll through the virtual exhibition on her own will. Does that make sense?
It is an authoring tool, and you can create your own stroll, so to say. Does that answer the question?
Maybe if Matthias is here, he could chime in, or if others have a question, let us know in the chat section of Whova.
Josh, how many minutes do we have left actually?
Unless I'm reading this wrong, I think we have 5 minutes or 4 minutes at this point, 5 minutes until I need to close this session down for the next one.
I mean, we could actually do a demonstration if we want to. I think this is going to be quick.
By all means.
So this is StrollView.net, a demo installation of StrollView, and you have access to both components, to the StrollView Editor and the StrollView Player. And I hope, yes, there is you can log in. I do not have to reveal any secrets now. So, and this is the StrollView Editor. You can load Strolls or create Strolls, empty Strolls to start with.
That's the live
Not
demo
taking
effect. But maybe I can use the break to say that we've been actually using this tool with a group of students just recently who picked IIIF objects, manifests from our collections, but also other collections worldwide, and have been using the tool to create their own little stories. Which was actually quite a success. It seems to be quite intuitive to use and to work with the editor, and also the inbuilt viewer and preview gives them a direct feedback on what they have been doing. And yeah. As in the talk before, it was mentioned that like the pandemic kind of forced us to go digital in teaching. And this has proven to be a very straightforward tool to create digital content with students in classes without really having to set up a big web page, create something like a virtual exhibition, but actually to enable individual students to work with the material we have online and dive into it and tell their own stories.
Okay, I managed to actually work with the editor. There was still an access token from GitHub, revoked access token from GitHub, so I had quickly to create a new one. But here we go. Just a second. Let me. No, I'm going to. Of course, I'm going to take something from the Göttingen University collections. Do you have a recommendation, maybe, Karsten? Just anything.
There's a good one.
Yeah. So we are on the collection page of the Göttingen University, and we copied the link to the manifest, paste it into the StrollView Editor, and it's loading the images from this item. And here, let's create a first image on the right side in a playlist, and then we add an annotation, select a certain region of the image, add another slide. Now, because it's a cross-institutional application, we go to the Belvedere in Vienna, pick something from their collection. Take the manifest link, and we're going to import this one. Why? Maybe I. Oh, why not?
Again,
no, I think they changed the behavior of their web interface, so it's not a direct link to the manifest anymore, but to their mirror view. There it is. And now we add this thing, and let's add another annotation here. And now we are good to go. We have a small presentation consisting of 2 images and 2 annotations. We store it on GitHub, and now we open our simple standard player to view this presentation. And that's how it works.
That's great. And I think now we are right at time, but I'm glad we were able to get that demo. Thank you to both Leander and Karsten. This is great. There are a few questions if you're able to follow up on the Whova chat, just questions about annotations and a little bit how this works. But yeah, the Whova chat for this session kind of keeps going. So continue the conversation there. Yeah, and once more, thanks all for coming. Thanks, Leander and Karsten, and we'll see you at future sessions. Thanks, folks.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.